vinimos aquí porque nos gusta mucho Diplo y las canciones que hacen y eso.
Lo que más queremos verlo. Lo que más queremos verlo.
Queremos verlo, como es la primera vez que viene aquí, tenemos que apoyarlo y todo.
Can you tell me about you're looking for girls? When do you think you'll meet them?
Ahorita, cuando empiece la música, vamos a conocer a la muchacha ahorita, cuando empiece la música y eso.
Nos fueron preparando esto,
Tratamos de hacer la diferencia a las demás personas. O sea, esto es una iguana. O sea, las patas, la iguana. Como, es una manera de como que comunicarnos.
Vine aquí y me pinté la bandera de Estados Unidos con la de Cuba, ¿entiendes? Porque es un intercambio cultural como quiera que sea, ¿me entiendes? Algo que todos los jóvenes estamos esperando, por eso estamos aquí.
Nosotros estamos esperando aquí porque nos gusta este aire, este ambiente. Vemos el reflejo de la gente.
Vamos a despejar un rato y ya después cuando empiece nos vamos para
Cómo
allá.
se divierten y
Estamos muy emocionados. Primera vez que sucede esto.
Y espero que venga porque hay veces que dicen no, vamos y no vienen. Sí he escuchado el grupo Major Lazer y me gusta mucho la música electrónica. Verdaderamente, por lo menos aquí todos esperamos a que lleguen, porque vamos directo para la tribuna.
Yo siento que vivo en una ciudad detenida en el tiempo, o sea, que con ruidos que aún son ruidos viejos, de autos viejos, completamente analógico casi todo, lento en su movimiento. Y la electrónica para mí, a mí me permite quizás canalizar una necesidad real, por ejemplo, de movimiento, que no la tengo. Entonces, si yo misma me inyecto un poco de beat y sonidos más electrónicos, siento que no me estoy deteniendo tanto en el tiempo. Son sonidos más contemporáneos y frescos, que incluso te pueden hacer pensar en mañana, no solamente en hoy. Y es por eso que me gusta tanto la música electrónica. Pues me regala futuro.
Today, the United States of America is changing its relationship with the people of Cuba. In the most significant changes in our policy in more than 50 years. Through these changes, we intend to create more opportunities for the American and Cuban people and begin a new chapter among the nations of the Americas.
My name is Fabian Pisani. I am Cuban, and I live between Brooklyn and Havana. And I am producing the show. Major Lazer and Diplo's music. This is about youth in Cuba. So this is the first international music act in so many years, dozens of years, that is coming to Cuba and playing Cuba at the top of their game. So this is what is incredible about this experience. The opportunity for kids to be exposed to this music is very special. And why it's interesting for them to play here, for this audience, for these people, you have to ask them.
When I started, music was kind of being globalized, and music culture was being globalized. But there was no thing that sounded like a global band. And I think Major Lazer became that sort of band.
Major Lazer would be a mashup of genres. A group of guys who come from 3 different parts of the world that we are able to represent the world. That's what we do, is we represent the globe through our music.
Major Lazer is me, Walshy, Chris, and our dancers. We're all like a team, we're all family.
Linking up with Diplo and this Major Lazer sound system was just taking what I've been doing my entire life to a completely new level.
Our live show is inspired by the live shows that I saw growing up in the Caribbean. And that's why we have the MC, and that's why we have the dancers, and that's why we have the pyrotechnics, you know, and that's why we have the visuals. We really wanted to create something that's really visually arresting.
Major Lazer started, I guess it's been almost 10 years now. We always kind of approached Major Lazer as a band as opposed to like a DJ act. And it's clearly become a bigger thing than what it started out as.
Even though it's a bunch of kids listening to music, it does mean something. It means everybody can come together and be part of the world, be part of a global community, and want peace, and want hope, and want to be able to make music, and want to be able to enjoy music.
It's just positive energy that we promote, strictly. Making the world smaller by making the party bigger.
Part of what we do with Major Lazer is we try to go to challenging places, places where most people are not willing to go. We've done Caracas, Venezuela. We've done Islamabad, Pakistan. This is kind of a theme for us, is going everywhere, playing for everyone. We've played everywhere in the Caribbean except for Cuba. So because we have a guy from South Florida, a guy from Jamaica, a guy from Trinidad, Cuba's always been this kind of goal.
The Caribbean was very much our home. We started making music there. We attributed a lot of our success to the people there. So when the relations between US and Cuba did start to warm, my management went to Cuba to meet with the government and actually try to plan something.
It was kind of a pipe dream, like, can we go to Cuba? Can we pull this off?
We're actually paying for this out of our pocket. These shows are more important culturally. The impact is more important culturally. And the only way to make it exactly what we want is to give everyone full participation and make it free.
There's not gonna be another first moment when someone comes to Cuba to do a show. There's not gonna ever be this another inaugural concert like this. So even if it sucks, let's do that. Every artist begs for like a moment in time where people are paying attention to you, and you know, when it actually gets to you, you have to seize the moment because it's not gonna happen again.
The significance of this concert happening is A, timing, and B, location. The timing, it's coming a year and 3 or 4 months after a major historic shift in U.S.-Cuban relations.
Orlando, the president of the Institute of Music, which is like the Ministry of Music. Welcome.
Thank you so much, man.
They recognized each other diplomatically, set up embassies in each other's countries. That doesn't yet include the end of the embargo, nor does it include the end of Cuba's one-party state. And so it's a way to move forward, but both sides have still huge differences.
Buenas tardes, bienvenidos todos, gracias.
En primer lugar, la primera idea es una idea de bienvenida a todos los músicos, a Diplo, a Major Lazer. En mi caso personal, que veía la música electrónica y el trabajo de los DJ como algo experimental, la primera experiencia me la dio mi propia hija cuando me habló de qué era. El gran mérito que en mi modo de ver tiene el concepto de Diplo y de Major Lazer de hurgar en las raíces populares de los pueblos y muy en particular de nuestro Caribe. Gracias.
First, I want to say thank you to Fabian, and most importantly, thank you to your daughter for helping to translate.
Sí, me da las gracias a mí, pero más importante todavía, gracias a la hija de Vistel.
It's crazy. A song like Lean On is, one of the most streamed songs of all time. I feel like the strength lies in the fact that it's the Caribbean rhythms that we use. This place being one of the most incredible countries in the world, it's extremely important to do something here.
Sí, la música de ellos es una fusión de, sobre todo, música caribeña con otras cosas.
Fabian Pisani got introduced to me 16 months or so before the show actually happened. And Fabian had this vision for doing an international concert in Havana for the first time. He seemed to know the right people. His dad is a famous Cuban musician. His story became more legitimized as time went on.
Fabian was the liaison between the government and us. That was the most important role that he played. And without him doing that, there's not a chance in hell the show ever would have happened.
There we go.
We also really wanted to thank the ICM specifically. It was interesting to come from two very different worlds and not having been here before and really have these guys understand that it is not a political thing. It's only about music and youth and communicating with people.
I've found that dealing with the Cuban government and planning a concert with them was like what it must be like planning a concert with the IRS in America. Like, it's very bureaucratic, we'll let you know if you can come to this meeting next week or not, and then there would be no meeting next week. And that's keeping us on our toes as a means of maintaining control.
Hi, Will Grant from the BBC. Is there something about being part of a sort of Havana moment that's happening at the moment, and that obviously takes in everything from the Obama visit to the Stones to you guys being here, and that you wanted to be part of a sort of cultural, musical, artistic moment?
Fabian and Music Havana have been working on this for 14 months. They've been laying the groundwork for a long time, and I guess we're just lucky that we're here a little earlier than everybody else, but it's amazing. So we didn't know about Obama and the Stones coming, but we'll be sure to tell them what restaurants to eat at and stuff like that.
The place of the concert is really fascinating because this is literally right in front of what used to be called the U.S. intersection, which is now the U.S. Embassy. They actually set up a stage and they called it the Anti-Imperialist Tribunal, where they would hold massive protest rallies and protest concerts. And so to have this space now reinvented as a space of welcoming, of sharing culture, youth culture especially, is really a sign of the times.
Yeah, man, what's that? Fight?
We'll be victorious.
Oh, we'll be victorious. Yeah, man, we will be victorious. Let's go. Answer them.
Yeah, I'm going.
you doing? You look nice. Having a coffee? Yeah.
You have said, though, this is the most important show you've ever done.
I think the pressure's on us to do something, you know, it's kind of an amazing opportunity.
You had to do this.
I think it's important. I also think that it's very important to create something new. That's why I first started to make music. You know, we first started to rent old VFW halls in Philadelphia, whatever, and rented kegs and did parties and played our own music. We had to find a way to do it because no one else was helping us. And I think now it's important to keep those dialogues happening, those parties happening. That's what we're doing here in Havana. As a young DJ, I was fascinated by all these styles of music that was happening in the underground. People were developing these small cultures in places like South Africa, Baltimore, Miami, Brazil, Mexico. The music all over the world was exciting to me, and it was interesting to try to find ways to collect it, play the music, find ways to mix it with what we were doing here in America. This shit is fucking crazy tonight, man. You can compartmentalize things into genres, but if you let music be free, it's way more exciting.
Puffed in Philadelphia. Fucking luggage, one.
You know, from when I started, it was just making mixtapes in my bedroom to selling records out of the trunk of my car to helping people produce records for themselves. All these things I'm just learning along the way. It felt like a hobby in the beginning. Me and Switch were two producers that met working on MIA's records.
Time in with MIA. Come to Philadelphia. You are now entering the scene of MIA and Diplo.
We were the guys who provided the music for her lyrics, and the culture that we created, me, her, and Switch, was sort of, and even Santigold, you know, that was like kind of our core, those two girls. Me and Switch had a sound that nobody was doing. It was this hybrid fusion of dance hall and hip hop and house, and you know, and it wasn't in a funny way. It was really, we really thought it out. We were really drunk most of the time, but we were really calculated in the way we were doing the music. And we were like, this could be like this. How far can we go? Like, how crazy can we take it?
I remember seeing the show, you know, and it was like, he was playing some records, and I was familiar with all the mixtapes at the time. Something about it seemed really intriguing to me. And I was really kind of more interested in what the DJ was doing. For whatever reason, I was really like, what is this?
Are y'all still with me tonight?
And I must have been 26. And I just emailed him, and I said, hey, I heard, you know, I'd be interested in working with you. And
Kevin actually found me. I think he was just interested in what I was doing. I didn't want him. like tried to not hire him for a year. Because before Kevin, I didn't pay taxes. I bought a house with cash. I was like selling CDs out of the back of my car. I was like bootlegging music. I loved it. You know, it was different. And Kevin got everything in order, the business side of it, so that we could actually grow. As I started touring it and making it a real brand, like something that is bigger than just the records, Switch was kind of like, I'm going to go back to the studio. And that was how me and Chris and Walsh kind of rebranded Major Lazer like 2.0. And I always produced other people's music. I think Major Lazer was the first project where I'm like, look, I can do this myself.
I'm so excited to be part of this.
It's going to be awesome.
I know. Well, I just knew that if Diplo was coming here, it had to be a special event. Just think about this. We are 75 miles from Key West, from Florida. And here you are watching it open up. This is just the beginning of a opening up of a place. It's exciting. I don't know how many people are going to turn out, 10, 20,000. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait because you don't know what they know. All you know is that they like things that everybody else likes. And they like as much media as they can possibly get their hands on.
The information in Cuba is a single source experience. The state controls all television, all newspaper, basically all publications. It's basically a single flow of official information.
Diplo's biggest concern is when you're down there, figure out how we're gonna get people the music and if they know the music. And Fabian was almost brushed off the concept that it was going to be a problem. He's like, just give me $1,500 and don't worry about it, which was questionable. We did it. We gave him $1,500, and we gave him every Major Lazer song and every Major Lazer music video. That's where we found out about the Paquete.
Es así la forma más fácil de conseguir películas o música, y además las cosas más actualizadas.
Las películas, las series, las novelas, la coreana, la que sea, todo lo buscamos ahí.
Conoce muchas cosas que suceden en el mundo a través de los paquetes.
Cuba is far, far behind in access to the internet. I think they're currently at like a 5% penetration rate. So you would think they are in a information desert. But over the years, they've developed a way to gather all of the world's media and distribute it throughout the entire country without an internet connection. The Paquete is this amazing underground phenomenon where a 1 terabyte hard drive is updated every week with the newest content from around the world. No one knows the exact sources of the Paquete content, but everyone in Cuba knows what the Paquete is, and most people consume it on a weekly basis. As far as I know, it is coordinated and curated by this one guy and his small team.
But no one really knows exactly who he is.
Nací en La Habana, en el reparto Vedado, en el municipio Plaza. Actualmente radico en Centro Habana, una herencia que me dejó mi papá. Desde mis inicios siempre me gustó la computación, lo aprendí didáctico. Me llamo Dan Escalera García, tengo 27 años y me dedico a la gestión y elaboración del paquete semanal. Actualmente el paquete es el Internet de Cuba. El paquete está conformado por diferentes carpetas. Las carpetas vienen dadas a través de la información que están adentro, ¿no? Lo último de la música internacional. Animados, tenemos sección animada para los niños de la casa. Tenemos las aplicaciones más actuales, Android, Mac, Windows. Las novelas que son muy gustadas. Tratamos siempre de buscar la más actual y con mayor calidad tenga. Todo lo que tenga que ver con la cultura americana y con lo que esté pasando. Toda la información es actual. Es de la semana. Me gusta dar información, me gusta dar a la gente información que no pueden obtener tan fácil. Dime el dato. 3:40, ¿no? ¿Cómo qué guagua es? ¿Qué guagua? ¿Qué guagua?
The people who run the Paquete kind of have their own self-imposed rules so they don't get shut down. They say no porn and no politics. However, the medium is the message. So it doesn't so much matter what the message is on the Paquete. The fact that the medium is independent from the government, doesn't go through a filter of the government, makes it inherently political.
La primera parte de producción de la información sale de aquí. La vamos a empezar a reproducir. El mensajero empieza a expandir la información, llegando a la casa del primer cliente. A través de ese cliente se expande para, no sé, los clientes que tenga ese cliente mío. Y esos clientes de ese cliente mío puede tener muchos más clientes. Y así empieza la rama. Pero bueno, al final el triángulo, la punta, es aquí. Empieza a expandirse, pero esta es la punta.
Ven, Azabache, 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 ven. Este es Azabache y esta es Linda.
Los gatos tienen miedo.
Ya presenté a mi madre, sí, ¿no? Bueno, mi madre otra vez.
Mucho gusto, Clara.
Y soy básicamente un ser que ha decidido hace mucho tiempo tener una posición muy activa dentro de los cambios sociales que están ocurriendo en su país, que es Cuba. Y como la única manera que tengo, la única herramienta que tengo para hacerlo es el arte, pues bueno, aquí estoy. Mi nombre es Ilian Suárez. Tengo un dúo de música electrónica llamado IA.
Si el mundo es plano. 1, 3, 1, 3.
Y también dirijo un festival de música electrónica para DJs productores llamado Proelectrónica. La intención es mostrar todas las composiciones de música electrónica que se producen en Cuba.
We added Iliam to the show because she has huge ideas, and for us, the most ambitious, unusual, unique artist there was. It's amazing to watch her.
¿Fuiste al concierto, a la tribuna, a verla?
No. Son las personas que venden las tarjetas en divisa para los celulares, o sea, los móviles. Los cuentapropistas, si no atendemos el negocio, no ganamos dinero. Bueno, yo siempre quise que ella fuera artista, porque eso lo llevo yo dentro. Pero me tengo que mantener en la casa para poder sustentar este hogar y, bueno, ayudar a Ilian dentro de lo que puedo cuando no tiene un trabajo estable. Es bastante estresante, pero hasta ahora lo ha logrado y lo ha logrado en muy buena medida, que no fueron realizados por una u otra cosa. Por tanto, me siento orgullosa de que ella haya podido realizar mi sueño.
La cultura de hacerlo uno mismo es absoluta. Yo creo que ni siquiera personas como nosotros tenemos la posibilidad de decir esto es una estética a la que nos acogemos. El único modo de hacer es hacerlas nosotros mismos. Desde el principio hasta el final.
Esto es para las banderas, brother. Banderas, son 70 y tantas banderas que van a ver en el escenario, que se van a repetir en el público con la identidad de Major Lazer. Y había que conseguir 76 palos en 2 horas, creo que me fue bastante bien. ¡Ay! ¡Ah! ¡Por favor! ¡Por favor! ¡Bachate! ¡Bachate!
No me quites el collar.
Dinner and then party, and we're not going to come back here at all. So if you're going to potentially DJ, bring the whatever you need to do that, but we'll probably be gone for 5 hours or whatever.
Yeah, I wish I could like do some selecting then, but whatever.
Do you want to bring your computer?
Yeah, I don't, because I have to put on an SD card.
But Kyle can do that.
No, I have to actually sit and like go through the. How far away is the venue? I mean, the restaurant.
I think the restaurant's 20 minutes away, but then the venue is like we take the opposite direction wherever we're going.
There's not a lot of information on Cuban music because it's Cuban. You know, it's something that's been kind of locked away in secret. But there's stuff happening, and if we can help shine light on some of these young Cuban musicians, that's very important.
Muy buenas noches. Buenas noches. Yo soy del monte, es un gran guerrero, listo para la batalla, la batalla. Oye, si el sol sale La Habana y el mundo, vamos a darle la fiesta, baila con la discoteca.
Mi nombre es Adonis Panta Calderón. Soy percusionista y director de la agrupación Osain del Monte. Yo pienso que todo género vivo debe evolucionar. Y por lo menos en el género mío de la rumba yo no la voy a dejar morir nunca.
Rumba, I'm very familiar with it. Very popular in Jamaica. My mom and my dad used to play it for sure. It's like 1950s type music, you know, it's like super old, so just to see what a younger generation is doing with it, so it was really cool.
We went and it was an amazing show, and we were all like, this is the best band we'll see this entire year. Like, this is incredible. I don't go very deep in Cuban music, but I go pretty deep in psychedelic music, and I was like, this is as good as anything that I've listened to. These guys are going to be on our show.
Eso es muy importante, tener el show así tan grande en Cuba, porque se sigue, se sigue abriendo la mentalidad cubana. Mi hijo siempre se llama Adonis, igual que yo. Después regreso y hay veces que cuando me siente llegar, ya 3 o 4 de la mañana se despiertan. ¿Cómo fue? ¿Cómo estuvo? ¿Estuvo lleno? ¿Y cómo hicieron el tema nuevo? Yo no estaba seguro si a mí me habían enseñado o yo había nacido con eso. Y nació Adonito. Y de ese entonces ahí es cuando yo no tengo temor y yo digo, eso fue lo mismo que sucedió conmigo. A mí nadie me enseñó, yo nací con eso. Ya nació con eso también, está en la sangre.
Cuando yo sea grande, yo quiero ser músico.
Como tu papá, ¿no?
Sí, como mi papá.
Yeah, we're doing sound. Hey. Meet everybody? Yeah. Make friends with everybody? So the setup process for the show was really, I think, a very intense experience for Brendan Hoffman and for Sam, who are very used to things happening in a specific order.
You go into any show trying to minimize the number of unknown elements. You know exactly what's going to happen, and that if X goes wrong, you do Y. With this show, you have none of those things.
Brendan walked me around the venue when we got down there, and he was like, dog shit, bootleg Chinese dog shit. I don't even know how this stuff works together. It's not supposed to. Like, it was very nerve-wracking for the guys that were there to make sure it sounded good and that it was safe.
Putting a show on in Havana, where to start? We went in with nothing, and so we had to source everything locally.
If you're a DJ, there's some fundamental pieces of equipment that you need to perform on, and half the people we talked to in Cuba would tell us that does not exist anywhere in the entire country of Cuba, and half the people would say, like, oh, I think that this one guy might have a set.
It's the first Cuban-American produced concert of this scale. So there's a lot of improvisation here. There's a lot of fix it in the mix. I will say there's another major production coming into Cuba soon. Incredible musical event that's scheduled for later in the month. More power to them, but they're bringing everything in from overseas. They're bringing barriers from Miami. They're bringing staging from Germany. They're bringing fuel for their generators that they're shipping it. We're doing everything. Everything is from Cuba. We're doing it entirely with Cuban people.
We're also dealing with an unknown quantity of people showing up, which could be anything from 10,000 to 200,000. We have no idea at this point. So yeah, it's a challenge, but you know, no problem.
You have the cable?
No,
you need
two XLRs.
Two XLRs. Do you have two XLRs? Or you need two XLRs
two XLR.
Just two XLR.
Yeah, two mic cables.
But because you have interface. Okay, right.
And then we're going to do the same at the split up there.
Oh,
we're
yeah?
going to do a stereo out of there.
We'll do it today.
Yeah, so we'll have two recording stations.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. A ver, sí, tall back. Okay.
Hey.
Finally.
The embargo has really affected basically every aspect of Cubans' lives. It's not just internet and media. There's no free trade. Nothing can really get into the country. It's everything from food to toilet paper, all the old cars that are rolling around Havana. If you go to a Cuban market, you'll see just a few basic staples. There's not a lot of options. So the embargo really does affect every aspect of the economy and the lives of Cubans. But because of that deprivation, the people have developed this incredible sense of resourcefulness and creativity that I've seen nowhere else in the world.
(2015, 2016, you could say, is the year of Wi-Fi in Cuba. The government went from one Wi-Fi hotspot that was publicly accessible in the whole country to 200 across the country. This makes it so that Cubans can access publicly the internet on their device. And you can see it in these parks, 50, 100, 200 people at the same time connected. You also have to ask where people get that money, because it's $2 an hour. But for Cubans, $2 an hour is based on the fact that they make $20 a month. So they're paying for 1 hour 10% of their monthly income. The final thing is that this will grow to the extent that the Cuban government can monitor, surveil, and control the messages. So there are websites that are blocked. You would think that Cubans would be happier given that they have much greater access to information than in the past. but actually the more you get, the more frustrated that you're not getting all of it.
Admiro y respeto mucho a la compañía Apple. Como personaje, tengo un ídolo, es el Che. Yo digo que si él estuviera vivo, muchas cosas no hubiesen pasado. Hemos hablado, hemos hecho algunos contactos ya con representantes de Netflix. Y lo principal es que nos están pidiendo, nos están exigiendo cómo es posible que yo reparta la información por toda Cuba en tan poco tiempo de forma offline. La información, ok, la obtenemos de los hoteles generalmente, que son los que tienen un poco mayor de ancho de banda. Existen otras vías que no puedo decirlas, ¿no? Por problemas de respeto y de cuidado, y para cuidarme yo misma. En internet está la información, tú la puedes copiar, pero no la puedes distribuir. Nosotros sí podemos copiarla y podemos distribuirla. Nosotros somos piratas, estamos caros. Me siento identificado mucho con Netflix. Netflix es un paquete, lo que es un paquete online. Nosotros somos un paquete offline. Ellos me estaban pidiendo otro tipo de compensación, así personal. Yo no puedo viajar. Tengo pasaporte, pero no tengo. El Estados Unidos no da visa así, tan fácil. Cuando le explique quién soy yo, van a decir, un pirata en Estados Unidos. Todo el mundo en Estados Unidos, en cualquier parte del mundo, tiene derecho a la información. De una forma u otra podemos obtener toda la información.
Bienvenido, Diplo y Washifire. Y la idea es nada, un encuentro informal para conversar sobre cómo ustedes trabajan, cuáles son las preocupaciones que ustedes tienen.
How many of you guys even heard our music? Because I'm not sure.
Pretty much everyone.
Okay. We're nervous.
Everyone.
Because we didn't know if anybody knows who we are. I'm curious, what kind of music do you guys make here?
I make EDM. I have a software.
FL Studio?
Yeah, FL Studio.
So like these as free programs.
And I get some banks in the internet. And
How hard is it to find those banks to go from somewhere with the Wi-Fi and then?
Oh, for the Cuban it's difficult.
Yeah.
Here in Cuba, there is a lot of us that we make the music, but we mix the music, we make the master, we try to make everything. Do you guys make your own mixing mostly, or do you have an engineer of a song with you that always is helping you?
Manny Marroquin mixed a lot of our album, but Lean On, we took it back and mixed it ourselves because we wanted to make it perfect. Because mixing is the hardest thing. Because if you write a song, you might spend 3-4 days writing a cool song. I might spend a week to mix it afterwards.
He's wondering because most of them, they're not sure, for example, if they have a record, what to do, how to proceed.
What's amazing about the new technology that we have nowadays is that you could just put a song out there, and if the songs are great, it does travel word of mouth, you know? So it's possible, almost possible. It seems very hard for a Cuban artist, but I think the one thing that's important to do is to stay local and make music that, if you're gonna make music for here in Havana, make the songs big here. That's how I think of releasing music. I've never been a guy that's been working with major labels successfully, so we had to make something ourselves. I was wondering if there's any women producers or musicians here.
¿Alguna mujer?
Your producers? It's cool. We need more.
Here, and she will be on stage with
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's the cool girl backstage.
Cool. So, all right, we're going to play some music for you guys, and in the meantime, I'm going to give out these hats.
I'm I'm learning so much about just the young kids, what they're creating. They're doing something out of nothing. They're finding access to points to create music, you know? They're very hyper-aware of what we're doing. It's not like we're a mysterious entity. I think I compensate sometimes for not being a great musician and trying to push the ideas as far as I can, you know? To have ideas that people were afraid to try, and I wasn't afraid to try.
One more time. Let's do it one more time.
It's kind of like what I hope to inspire other kids. Like, wow, you can do whatever you want. The hardest thing we always find is to write great songs and make them sound unique. You know, we make dance music, and dance music is always disposable. Prince is the only guy to crack the formula for like dance music that can last. That's still cool. Mo is the one girl who wrote Lean On and some other songs for us. In Miami, we just like played a piano loop. And she sang over this the whole song in a different key. So we used one piece of it as the hook. We just pitched her down, and she sang we wrote the song again in a new key, edited it, add drums, and then.
They can try to hold me down, but I'm gonna get it right. When the sky is filled with smoke and fire, I'm gonna get it right.
It's a labor of love to sometimes work on songs. Like Lean On was deep in the pile of songs, but I loved the chorus, and Kevin inspired me to like keep on that song, and we just could put it away. The old version, so you can kind of hear it. I just knew the hook was great, but we had to come up with a sound that was fresh. And then when we have that, then we put everything we could into it. So it doesn't even have any drums on this version.
Hay que ser amigo. Lo más lindo del mundo es la amistad. ¿Qué es lo más lindo? No debe existir guerra. Así como estamos hablando tú y yo, como debe existir. La guerra no. Eso es feo. Destrozo a la gente. Los cambios tienen que venir. Y para bien de todos, la felicidad, que tengan paz, armonía. Es lo más lindo que debe tener Cuba.
There'll be like 20% Major Lazer fans.
And a lot of curiosity.
It's just going to be a lot of curiosity. I expect a lot more curiosity tomorrow than the actual fans, you know?
Hopefully we'll start some spark. We'll start something that maybe those kids that we met today, which were awesome, those guys were super dope. And just hearing how they access the tools that they use to make the music was very interesting.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, we can inspire them and inspire other people. It's just, I honestly feel this is a trip about inspiration.
Yeah. When it opens up and it's really accessible, we're all in trouble because these kids are gonna fucking fuck shit up. So we definitely want to be here first and become friends with them before they take us down.
Yeah.
To be one of the first not traditional groups to come here and perform,
yeah,
I think interests the youth very heavily. Like so many people have social networks, and the ones that don't definitely have word of mouth and are hearing like, yo, there's something young happening that they want to be a part of.
Yeah, this is the first. This is the first like non-nostalgic band that's come here, because people do come to Cuba, but it's always this sort of like, hey, it's it's like a Margaritaville
Yeah,
concert.
or do like African dance or some weird shit, you know. So like this is probably the first time that somebody's come and done something contemporary. I can say that because I'm black, you know.
We're like doing music that's currently popular, and to come to Cuba and do it is awesome. Not just to be like, hopefully we come as well when we're washed up, like the Rolling Stones.
Definitely Mick Jagger ain't got shit. I'm gonna say it. You can put that in the thing.
You're number 2.
I'll say this about Mick Jagger. You're English. Your ass could have come here anytime in the last 50 years. So why you come now after Major Lazer?
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
Yeah.
You could have been already here, doing it. But you scared. You're scared. Now what?
Yeah, I guess we out.
No, esto estuvo para regalar. Enero, ¿qué te pasó?
Y el otro aquí.
Oye, dale, vamos. Oye, viejo.
Esa.
I'm gonna play for all my Cuban friends. I'm so excited. Watch the door. We just broke the door. Watch the fire finally woke up. And yeah, let's see what happens.
Osai Deporte Multiplo. Ahora sí. Esto es Candela.
Muchacho de la agrupación lo quiere mucho y llegó y lo dejaron tocar el concierto. Yo estoy muy contento. Ahora él está preparándose para entrar a la escuela de música. Ya que yo no fui a la escuela de música, para que me enseñe esas notas y esas cosas que yo no me sé. Yo pienso que la juventud que se debe evolucionar, pero se debe tener siempre en cuenta de dónde nació.
Baja, todo el mundo baja.
Más bien sería bajen.
This is the better one to say right here.
Bajen.
Algachense.
Algachense.
Agachense.
Todo el mundo algachense.
Agáchense.
Algachense.
Ajá.
Agachense.
So this means get low and jump.
1, 2, 3 y salten. Y salten.
And then
Look at me.
al sus manos is get your hands up.
Alcen. Alcen.
See, there's no G though. You gotta like
alcen. Sus manos.
Sus manos is your hands.
Alcen.
Y a mí el escenario es un templo, eso, lo de toda la vida. Una vez que subo al escenario, casi nunca luego recuerdo mucho. Creo que es por la adrenalina, ¿no? Yo dejo que mi cabeza se vaya a una especie de trance.
Aquí estoy hoy pensando en progreso y bien, el bien.
La cantidad de adolescentes que había era impresionante. ¡Wow! Música electrónica en Cuba con tanta gente.
Vine aquí porque me gusta esta música, yo la cojo por el paquete y la transmito aquí al MP3 para oírlo. Y me gusta mucho, estoy aquí por eso, para ver por primera vez al grupo este que nunca lo había visto, porque aquí en Cuba hasta ahora no había entrado esto.
¿Qué edad tienes?
Más de 60.
How do you guys hear the music? From internet or
El paquete, paquete. Nosotros venimos al concierto porque escuchamos mucha música en inglés, anglosajona, nos gusta más Laser, Diplo. Pensamos que es un lugar, no sé, para divertirnos, para compenetrarnos un poco más como pareja, pasarlo bien, fiesta, todo, hasta romántico, de todo, eso nos gusta mucho.
We're supposed to not like do too much fan engagement.
Yeah.
They're afraid of rioting and just like communism all in fighting.
All in one. They're afraid of communism. Too late for that.
Yeah.
We're kind of just getting our minds right for this big show day that there's, I guess, a lot of expectation about. And we look down, and it's just people walking. It was like that light bulb that comes. It was this moment of clarity where it's like, holy shit, there's gonna be a lot of people at this concert.
O sea, la gente sabe quién tú eres. La gente sabe quién tú eres.
Todo el mundo no lo tiene que saber.
Sí, no, yo lo sé.
Sí, mucha gente no lo conoce. No. Hay 11 millones de cubanos. Estoy seguro que no lo conoce, pero bueno. Tratamos de que todos estén informados. Si podemos llegar al 80% de la población en un país, eso es un avance. Y si sale de un solo lugar, entonces, ¿quién tiene el poder? Ese lugar. Si podemos controlar la información, tenemos mucho más poder. Si podemos distribuir la información, tenemos mucho más poder. Al final, la información es poder.
I was hoping for 50 to 75,000 people. It looked like more people than I have ever seen in my life. Paquete worked. They have the music. They know about Major Lazer. Now we got to get through the show.
Being at front of house and being surrounded by that many people in an enclosed space, it got pretty damn scary.
You can hear the mass amount of people from the hotel.
how quickly do we need to get these guys on stage? The kids are anxious, and if they start rioting and the government feels any sense of non-control, that's it.
They think there's gonna be 400,000 people here. Like probably around 400,000 people.
This is huge. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And they've been here since 2 a.m.
Kids are here since 2 a.m.?
Yes.
Yeah. People slept here last night.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck.
My biggest concern is safety. When I saw how many people were at the show, I want to pull the plug on the show myself. This is insane. And if they decide to do something terrible, there's absolutely nothing that anyone can do about it.
Yeah, you can go on as soon as you want. It's encouraged to go on because people get rowdy out there.
That's cool.
Wait, a few more things. No pallants.
Yeah.
No left and right.
I figured as much.
It's already dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't encourage people to move anywhere other than open.
No
down.
ball either?
No ball.
No ball and keep your shirts on.
Well, shirts.
I thought we can take our shirts off. We can't tell people to take their shirts off.
We can take your shirt off at the end of the day. At the end of the show. But nothing, no projectiles, no throwing shit.
Are we ready to go? Vamos.
One, two, three. Major Lazer!
Having 400,000 people come was just, I can't even understand that. All these kids packed in there, knowing the records, dancing and jumping. We're never gonna have a crowd that hyper again.
Potent sign of the changing times. Thousands of young Cubans here to see some of the most popular American electronic music stars perform at Havana's anti-imperialist tribunal.
Don't think I've ever seen a crowd of that size before. You get up onto the stage, you look all the way to the end of the crowd, and the crowd just keeps going, you know? Like the crowd literally went around a corner. And you look up, and there's people on every balcony of every building that's lining the entire street, you know? So it was overwhelming almost.
Iba de gente. Era mucha gente. Impresionante.
¿Y te gustó? ¿Te divertiste?
Sí, me gustó mucho. La salté. Con diplomas y enlace.
Audience was just massive. It was quite different to normal shows, you know, it was definitely something unique. You could see when everybody was like over the shock and then just started responding.
Cuba! We have a special guest. We have all the way from Kingston, Jamaica, here to perform this song, Nyla!
Stand up like a soldier, baby. Yeah, I know you been like that. Gun it like a holster, baby. Show them say you're wicked like that. We live where the war is raging, chasing our crazy dreams, hoping that the bridge won't cave in. So now we'll let it all go free. Give me the thing, I made me rockin' at the dance. Give me the thing, I made me rockin' at the dance. Now she dope, I'm stepping at the dance. Give me the thing, I made me rock. Give me the thing, I made me rockin' at the dance. Give me the thing, I made me rockin' at the dance. Now she dope, I'm stepping at the dance. Give me the thing, I made me light it up. Jump, 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 jump. Put your hands in the air. Hey, light it up. Light it up, light it up.
Show them your face to the fire. Spray like your name on a flyer. They wanna take your desire, but you light it up and you ain't getting higher. And they wait for Messiah, but until that day I'ma rise up. I put my light in the air. I wanna see everywhere. One by one, let me see you. Two by two, let me see you. Three by three, let me see you. I know say I'm out to the next line. One by one, let me see you. Lighters, side two, let me see you. Lighters, side two. 1, 2, 3, let's go!
Nyla came to Havana with us, and when she got on stage with Light It Up, it was very much, who is this person? Who is Nyla? She's not here on an artist visa, she's here on a different visa. We did not ask the government if Nyla could perform, we just did it. I do not think they were happy about it. Typically at Major Lazer, anywhere in the world, if there is an artist that they're friends with or that they respect, they'll invite them on stage. So Yo2L is a member of a Cuban rap group named Orishas.
He's one of the biggest Cuban artists, hands down. He's got the streets on lock. He's got records that play everywhere. And he's just a great musician, great artist.
Are you planning on coming on stage? Sure. Where's my shoes at?
Hey, I put another song in here of his.
So we wanted Yo2L to come out and play 2 Orishas songs. And to us, this was very non-controversial. Like, we're just gonna do this. And the show starts, about 5 minutes in, Yo2L walks up to me and just says, I'm not going on stage. The government was just like, absolutely not.
They were scared of him grabbing the mic. They didn't know what he might say. I'm sure he wasn't gonna say anything, but you don't want to leave anything up to chance, especially in a place like Cuba, so.
Seeing him communicate it and seeing him, like, his facial expressions on it made it feel very real to me. And that was the most kind of, like, communist thing I felt like we experienced there.
The place would have been crazy if we brought him out. It would have been like bringing out Jay-Z. The government likes structure. The idea of freestyling something, doing something off the cuff, is not the most comfortable thing for them. That's just the way it is.
You know, we have songs that we play every night in our shows that we think are gonna go off. You know, obviously, we do House of Pain, Jump Around. I was a bit surprised because it didn't really elicit the response that we expected. Everybody knows this song, you know? Everybody knows those opening chords and they go crazy. But I think that was even more representative of the cultural isolation that exists in Cuba because this isn't a song that they were familiar with.
Let me escape in your arms. Baby, I'm yours. Baby, I'm yours. Love don't come easy at all. I miss you so much. I miss you so much. Tell me, is this freedom, baby? Chasing after danger, making my heart race. Whoa. Maybe if the stars align, maybe if our worlds collide, maybe on the dark side we could be together, maybe in a million miles on a highway through the skies. Someday, soon we'll be together.
It's nothing like being in the moment and being there and actually on stage and like doing what you love in front of 500,000 people. To be a part of this is something like but it's a really like awesome thing to be a part of this. And you're like, wow, we really get to just have intimate moments with people that you never would ever cross paths with.
The show was, I mean, it was like looking at a bunch of mirrors. You know, I just saw myself. I saw myself as a young person being extremely excited about music. A bunch of eyes, ears, and hearts zoned in on you. It was all consciousness on you. Fully taking in what it is that you're delivering. It's the highlight of my life. It's the biggest thing I've ever done in my life, you know? That Cuba was the greatest show I've ever done.
I have a question. Uno más? Uno más? When I say major, you say laser. Major? Major? Major?
Hands up, everybody now, let me see your hands
up. Everybody know, let me see your hands up. Right now, hands up, hands up. Everybody know, let me see your hands up. Everybody right now, hands up. Everybody know, let me see your hands up.
I want to see those cell phones in the air. The lights is in the air right now.
Do you recall not long ago when you walked on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember? All we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go.
I want to hear everybody sing this one right here. Put your lights in the air. Lights is up, your cell phones. I want to see lights up. I want to light up the sky right now. Take your cell phones out. Your lights. We're going to have that in a minute. This is the most important show we've ever done in Cuba, Havana, to perform with you guys right now. We love you so much. I want to see everybody clap for me one more time. Like this. Thank you so much, Havana. We're going to do this every year, we hope. We want to be here every year. We love Havana.
At some point when you're like doing music all day long and you're traveling and being part of these festivals and interacting with corporate events, you get desensitized to like the music. In Cuba, everything was there again. You know, like I feel like I could see and hear again. Any artist that can go there is it's the biggest blessing to play for people that are that excited. These are the guys who are going to change it. The kids in Havana, the kids in Pakistan, the kids in India, the ones who are going to bring it to a new level. The actual stream of information that leaves and comes here is so weird. What things are given to people and taken away, but there's still creators everywhere here in Cuba.
Dije, wow, tanta juventud, estuvo todo emocionante y me encantó.
No tengo grandes expectativas con absolutamente nada, ¿no? Prefiero que la vida me sorprenda y punto. Si te sirve la carretera que está planteada, pues por ahí coges. Y si no te sirve, la construyo.
Walking down that road, where did all the flowers go? They say we're supposed to grow, learning from the highs and lows. All eyes lying on me, oh, begging me to play the role. I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right. They can try to hold